I'm not one of those to go, I can't believe what these utility bills run anymore. But I was like that this year. So I can definitely say this to all of my clients that bought new construction or were in homes that were built in the early 2000s to modern day. When I was asking them about their electrical bills after this winter, they're like, they were really reasonable. I was like, well, maybe I need a new construction. Hey guys, this is Erin. If this is your first time to our channel and you want to learn everything there is to know about living in Richmond, Virginia, hit that like button, click subscribe, and click that little bell so you're notified every time we release a new video. Hey everyone, I'm Erin Melton and welcome to Living in Richmond, Virginia. Today we're going to be talking about something that is near and dear to my heart, which is really new construction versus resale homes in the Richmond, Virginia area. What's the better buy? So let's talk a little bit about the Richmond market as a whole. The median listing price for single-family homes for all of 2025 was around $416,000. Typically, it takes between 26 to 32 days to sell overall. Now again, all of that is very specific to certain markets. There's some that go faster, but let's talk a little bit about why new construction may offer some better options to you than, say, a resale. Well, for one, of course, new construction means you have all the modern systems. Everything is new, everything is efficient. New insulation, new HVAC, all your electrical, all your plumbing, what have you. I know that this is really important to people, particularly anyone who's been living in an older home after the winter that we just had here in Richmond. I'm not one of those to go, I can't believe what these utility bills run anymore. But I was like that this year. So I can definitely say this to all of my clients that bought new construction or were in homes that were built in the early 2000s to modern day. When I was asking them about their electrical bills after this winter, they're like, they were really reasonable. I was like, well, maybe I need a new construction. Let's talk about warranties. That's another thing that people really like about a new construction. They're covered. Everything is included. If there's an issue, particularly in the early on stages, you know all you gotta do is dial the people that put things in and it's taken care of. One less thing to worry about. And of course, it has more modern, more on-trend, modern-day living styles. The floor plans, the new tech features, all the different things, it's there. You don't have to worry about getting someone over to upgrade, it's there. We have a lot of major different construction companies that operate here in the Richmond, Virginia area. This is just to give you kind of an example of what to expect around here. Main Street Homes, a very popular builder in the area. Tuckmore Farms is a nice new construction neighborhood to use as a great idea. 4119 Tuckmore Pond Drive. That one is listed at only $709,950. That is a 5-bedroom, brand new house with 4 baths. It's over 3,000 square feet. And it is very conveniently located in a hot spot in Midlothian, Virginia, and is zoned for a very desirable high school. Another big nationwide builder that is very popular and builds all over the place here in the Richmond area would be H.H. Hunt. Here's an example of something to expect that's, under $650 for new construction. 4830 Tuscany Court in Moseley. That also is a 5-bedroom, has 3 full baths, almost 2,900 square feet, and that is the Mount Herman section of Summer Lake. Eagle Construction, another big one around the area and is very popular in several different communities in the Richmond area. Great example, 12300 Garnet Park Circle. That one's listed under $900,000, 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, just shy of 2,700 square feet, and that is actually over in the west end of Henrico in a great new neighborhood called Sweet Spire. Make sure you're tuning into some of my other videos where I'm going to be talking a lot more about that particular community. So in comparison, what does a resale home offer that maybe a new construction would not? Well, of course, the big thing, it always comes down to this. The established neighborhood, the mature landscaping, the new trees, and being very convenient to having all the amenities and very close to the city. There's no way to get around that. It doesn't matter if you have a builder that has been very mindful of keeping as many natural trees or making sure to add a bunch of pocket parks or what have you. There's nothing to be said about a home in a neighborhood that has been established for 10, 15, 20, 30 plus years. You can't recreate that. Most of the time, the resale properties, at least in the Richmond area, are going to have larger lots. And these are homes that are going to offer certain architectural styles and character that you can't get in a new construction, particularly if you're focusing on more of some of the historical neighborhoods, say in the Fan, the Museum District, even some of the ones that are not as old. And for the most part, on a resale situation, because you are dealing with a single buyer, or excuse me, a single seller who's going to be moving, needs to move, typically needs to sell their house, if you hit the right circumstances, you're probably going to have a little bit more negotiation and flexibility than, say, you have with a new build. Now, we'll put a big asterisk behind there, and we'll say to you this. Our market in the Richmond area is extremely micro market. What does that mean? What does that mean, Erin? It means that specific areas, just like any old adage in every town, location, 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 and supply and demand. If you are calling me and saying, Erin, I need to find a house in the top rated school district in the West End of Henrico County, and I want to be in this particular price point, I'm already going to counsel you and go, there's not going to be negotiation in price. In fact, we need to look at a price and add a good $50,000 to that, and you're not going to be getting any closing costs. By comparison with the new construction, on certain neighborhoods where they're really looking to move things and you're dealing with a production builder, you can certainly get things incentivized to help with your closing costs. All right, let's talk about some samples of some great resale properties so you really can compare apples to apples. So in Glen Allen, if you wanted to get a house, comparison to some of the ones we've been talking about for $800,000, comparably, 5 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, and actually almost about 4,000 square feet, the Shady Ridge section of Henrico County would be very popular for you. You are going to find larger lots in the resale. The one I just described is going to be a more typical lot, kind of that 1/4 to 1/3 of an acre. That house was built in '99, so you'll see from the pictures, the landscaping and the neighborhood is beautifully, beautifully established. By comparison, if you're looking at a place right at $800,000 in Midlothian as a resale, you still could get your 5 bedrooms, your 4.5 baths, over 4,000 square feet, and a nice big giant lot, over an acre. That home was built in 2004. Now, back in my day, that was a new build. Well, needless to say, in 2026, that's not a new build anymore. And that's in King Farm. So a newer house, but there are going to be a lot of things that need to be updated. And then, of course, the tried and true, looking in the Museum District, right at $800,000, you're going to be getting a lot less house, but you cannot make up for what you're getting in neighborhood and community and proximity to everything. Absolutely stunning. 3 bedrooms, 2 full baths, 2 half baths, and about 2,300 square feet, and built in '26. Right in the Museum District, it is absolutely stunning. The place is off of Grove. You'll die for it. You've seen them in a lot of different movies, and whenever I get anyone to Richmond, I make sure we drive down, particularly if it's spring or fall, to check out the beautiful things on Monument Avenue. You're always going to have little teeny lots there. So again, when we talk about resale, it really has to do with where you're going to be. So which one is actually better? Well, new construction would be better for you if you want all the new. New systems, lower maintenance costs for years. You want to have everything under warranty. You want to have all the modern techie things, the very what's with it floor plan, and that you just have everything designed for your efficiency, and it's just you move in and you don't have to worry about. By comparison, your resale homes might be a better fit if you are looking for something where all of the is already done. For instance, all the blinds are in, all the landscaping is established, you have a fence in, they might even have added a screen porch for you, they might have added some hardscaping. You don't have to sit there and go, darn it, I closed in the middle of the summer and they put down sod, but I gotta water this mofo like there's no business to it because this thing is gonna burn out like crazy. Always a good idea to close in the spring and the fall if you can, so these lawns can establish. It's just all this stuff has already been done for you. And you already know what the neighborhood makeup's gonna be. You don't have to worry for a pool being put in, all the trails or anything. The clubs have been established. Everyone has moved in and done some things, and depending on where you're looking at, you can definitely find some more negotiation flexibility than, say, with a new construction. And here is a very, very plausible thing in the Richmond area based on certain areas where new construction, you are not going to be finding anything that is under or near the median sales price that we talked about earlier. By comparison, a resale, there are absolutely some great sections around the Richmond area that you can find that. So now you have it there, new construction versus resale in the Richmond market. Which one's better? What's a better buy? Get in touch with me. Go ahead and pop down in the comments, jump on my link. Let's establish some time to get it together, talk about what you're really looking for, and we will go find the perfect new construction or resale for you. Thanks again for tuning in, and remember, leave everything better. Once again, if this is your first time to our channel and you want to learn everything there is to know about living in Richmond, Virginia, tap that like button, hit subscribe, and click that little bell so you're notified every time we release a new video. Thanks so much for watching, and always remember, leave everything better.